Hi lovelies, how are you doing? In today's video I'll be surprising my husband with his favorite Kenyan snack. The problem is that he's always very curious, so let's see if I can manage to do it without him knowing. So welcome back, and thank you for always coming and always coming back, and I really appreciate your support. So for this recipe I'll be using 500 grams of minced pork, but you can use any meat you like. Many people say that eating pork is not good, but I really don't know why or the reason why. So please comment down below and let me know. Okay, we are making pork samosas mixed with peas. It's a very good recipe. Watch till the end so that you know how to do it. It's very delicious. So if you've realized I've not put oil on my pan, it's because later we'll be frying the samosas, so I don't want it to have too much oil. I learned this from my beautiful mother. So as my meat is cooking, let's prepare our ingredients. So we'll start with onions. I normally use red onions. I've never used the normal white onions. I think purple onions give the samosas a very good taste. So we're going to cut two onions. You can use more or less, it depends on how you like it, yeah? So as you're chopping, don't forget the meat on the fire, because you remember we didn't put any oil, so it might burn. Oh, our meat is cooking very well, and by the way, make sure that the heat is not too high. So for me, the first ingredients that I add to my meat is the onions, but really it depends on your steps. I've seen other recipes where people add the oil on the pan first, then spices, the onions, the meat, but for me, I do the opposite. Samosas were the first snack my hubby had in Kenya, and since then he fell in love with them. Now I'm in trouble because he wants them 24/7. Make sure you mix very well to avoid sticking on the pot. Now I'm chopping the cilantro, but it will be the last ingredient that I will add. And and now I'll be crushing my fresh juicy garlic, which is going next into the pot. Everything is coming together nicely. I'm really enjoying doing this and showing you guys my recipe. Please try it and let me know how it came out. After the garlic, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients, but don't forget what I said. Continue mixing to avoid sticking. So now we are adding the rest of our ingredients. We're going to start with the salt, but I can't tell you how much to add because some people like it saltier than others. Then we are adding cumin, black pepper, paprika, curry powder, and continue mixing. Here in Spain, it's always very difficult to find peas in the market, so I normally use canned peas, which is still very good. So if you're using canned peas, make sure you drain all the water, and make sure also you rinse it with clean water. The reason why I like adding the peas into my samosas, it's because it gives it a different taste and a nice bursting feeling into your mouth. Guys, you'll be surprised what happened at the end of this video. So make sure you watch till the end, and please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So now we are adding our peas and incorporating everything together very well. We are now getting to the end of making our samosa filling. And last but not least, we are going to add our cilantro with our fire off. Then we are going to start preparing our dough, which is very simple. So now we are going to let our filling cool down as we prepare our dough. The samosa dough is similar to the chapati dough, which is also called flatbread, but the only difference is we use cold water in the samosa dough, and in chapati we used warm water. And one extra ingredient that I normally add to my dough is sugar. So in this ingredient I'm doing right now, I'm using wheat flour, sugar, salt, oil, and cold water. So when you're adding the water, make sure you add bit by bit. Don't add a lot of water because we don't want to make our dough very, very soft. My dough, even when you look at it, it looks a little bit hard. And when we cover it for like 15 minutes, that's when it's going to be a little bit softer. But the samosa dough shouldn't be very, very soft like the chapati dough. It should be a little bit hard. So it's 15 minutes later, and now we are ready to make our samosa pockets. I'm not sure if they call them like that, but I do. So we are now going to mold our dough into a log shape and cut it into small pieces. People have different techniques of making the samosa pockets, but mine is the simplest. I just take one of the pieces, roll it into a round or an oval shape, and then cut it in half, and then I make the pocket. Guys, as I'm explaining to you the process of making the samosa pockets, but the samosa lover has just entered into the premises, and he's the one holding the camera for me right now with a happy face. Even though he's happy and preparing himself to eat the samosas, he doesn't know that there's another surprise ahead waiting for him. As I told you before, please make sure you watch till the end so that you don't also miss to see the surprise. I'll try to explain to you how simple my process is. So you just fold one side of the side that is straight, apply some water, then pick the other side and put it slightly on top of it, then press until it's fully closed, and then you can put in your filling and then just press the top as you go. Wow, I hope I've explained well. English is not my language. I've noticed the majority of people roll each piece into small round flat shapes and put oil on top of each piece, and then put them on top of each other, roll them together and make a very big round flat shape. Place it on a low heated pan so that they can separate, and then cut them into 4 parts and make the pockets. So for me, I think it's a lot of work, and that's why I'm trying to explain to you the difference. This is how my samosas are looking after filling them up, and I'm happy with the way they always come out. So now I'm just repeating the process for the people who want to do this simple process of making the pockets. So last week we were invited by our friends for lunch, and when you visit people here in Europe, it's always advisable to carry something for them, or you cook something and carry. So I decided to carry samosas, and they really loved them so much. And guess who was trying to eat all the samosas? Our lover of samosas, until he was told, no, don't eat any more samosas, at least leave for other people. That's why today I've decided to surprise him. It's always advisable to make samosas at home because you can make as much as you want, fry some and freeze some for another day. I hope you guys are enjoying this recipe. Let me know if you tried it in the comments below, and please give it a like and leave a comment, and any advice you have to help this channel will be really appreciated. Okay, now we are done. Remember, when arranging them in a tray, make sure you put a little bit of flour when placing them on top of each other to prevent them from sticking on each other in case you want to freeze them. Now drop the samosas into hot oil, at least 4 to 7 pieces at a time on a medium heat. Fry for 4 to 5 minutes until golden brown and crisp. So this is the last surprise. In the process of making this golden crunchy pork with pea Kenyan samosas, I got a phone call. It was my neighbor letting me know that the samosas we ate at their place for lunch were really delicious, and she would like me to make some for her. But this time she wanted to buy. What a coincidence. I wish you would see my samosas lover's face, but there was nothing I could do. Money first. I had to sell all of them, and at the end of the day, he got none. Oh, I'm sorry for him. I will make more eventually. Sorry guys, I couldn't show you how they looked inside because they took everything, but I got the feedback. They were very delicious. They shared with some of their friends, and maybe I'm going to start a samosa business. Let's wait and see if we can get some more orders. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.